Talk about saving some money. Look, man, the Commanders, they cut that boy. Wentz, the former North Dakota State phenom. Well, let's see what he got going on next for his career. YouTube, what it do? This is the SBS Crew, the Super Biased Sports Show, a place where a fan could be a fan no matter how biased they're taking. I'm one of your hosts, B-Rob, and I'm here with a bunch of dope guys. I'm going to have to let them introduce yourselves.
It's your boy Pedro, Mafia Stand Up. Let's hit that like button while you here.
What's good, YouTube? It is your boy T-Time here. And I want to say this real quick. All y'all that said that Carson Wentz was better than Dak Prescott, slap yourself. Slap yourself.
It's your boy the Bonnet, and I have no comment.
All right. Hey, look, man. Hey, got some spicy news today. Speaking of spices, I'm going to go ahead and let the chef himself, the Bonnet. What's on the menu tonight, man?
What's on the menu? That man Wentz ain't cut that off. Gone. What's next for him? A backup. He's going to be a backup QB somewhere, though. Unfortunately, he's a backup, but Cam Newton is not a backup. But he's a backup. He's going to be a backup QB. We all know why. He's going to be a backup QB.
Listen, Washington, first of all, great move by them.
Yes.
Carson Wentz he didn't do anything in Indy, let alone in Washington. And good decision by them. What do I think? I don't know if I feel like he's got too much pride to be a backup quarterback. And I feel like he might take that Cam Newton role and say, listen, it's starting quarterback or nothing for me. And I could see him going into retirement just because he got
the Russell Westbrook.
Football? No. You ever see that Carmelo Anthony video? I think where he went to OKC, where he's like, I'm coming off the bench. Like, this is gonna be a hot take right here. I think the XFL might be the best thing for him. Hear me out.
Jeez.
Hear me out with it though. Like, so obviously, I think all of us could agree he's probably better than a good chunk of the quarterbacks in the XFL at least. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think just getting there to get his confidence back, to get his mechanics back, just to get, you know what I mean? All that back, because at the end of XFL years, because they do have that partnership with the NFL, he could just re-enter into the league. More like this would be just like a full season of preseason for him, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Now, with that being said, he's probably going to have to take, because already the XFL has already started, but you know what I mean? Like, just take the next season off and do that. But that's just my personal opinion. I think that's what he should do. But with T-Time said, I think he will be a backup somewhere. Because
I got a question. What was the Bills' backup QB a while ago that still plays in the league for some reason? That threw 6 picks in the first quarter.
Peterman? Nathan Peterman?
Peterman still is there. Wentz is definitely still going to be there.
It's not that Wentz isn't capable. The problem with Carson Wentz has never really been his playing ability. It's been his leadership, his big head, where he's it's not my fault, it's your fault. Like, that's been the problem. He's had a few injuries, but nothing major. So
the
it's
one
not
major when he tore his ACL, that was about it. Since then.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you look at it like this, man, Washington, they save almost $30 million in the cap, right? And if I'm not mistaken, they pick in number 16. So if I'm Washington, I'm trying to make a play for Derek Carr, right? That way, at 16, I'm not trying to see if Anthony Richardson will fall. 9 out of 10, Will Levis is not going to fall. And after CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, there's no other quarterbacks that you really want to take a chance on, right? Especially at 16. Go get you a Derek Carr. That way you can pick a cornerback in the first round because I need help in the secondary, right? if I'm Carson Wentz, like y'all said, he's probably not going to want to play backup, but I think that he realized this year that he's been humbled. This is the second time in his career that he's been a backup. Because I mean, let's be honest, he could have came back, but they decided to keep starting Heineke, right? And then they just tried Carson Wentz in the last game of the season for the giggles, right? And then even when he was in Indianapolis, like he just was not the guy, right? He was not the guy. They thought they was a quarterback away from winning the championship, and although they did have injuries on that roster, the quarterback is supposed to rise above a lot of stuff, right? So if I'm him, realistically, if I'm him, I'm gonna be humbled, and I'm gonna either try to go to the Raiders, right? Got Josh McDaniels. Yes, you're gonna play in a conference with some stacked teams now. That new coaching in Denver. Patrick Mahomes just came off the championship. You got a chance to play with a good wide receiver, the best wide receiver you'll play with in your career, and then they'll get him at a bargain. And if not, I said this in the chat, man, come to Cincinnati, back up Joe Burrow, and learn from the future GOAT of the NFL. Learn from Joe Burrow.
Oh my goodness!
And just cook.
Making me not like Joe Burrow.
I mean, that's a personal problem. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
You know what though? I heard, and that's not a bad take. So Dan Orlovsky said that Carson Wentz has two options. One is retirement, which is a very possible option. Two, he said, if I'm Carson Wentz, I'm going down to Miami and I'm backing up Tua.
Facts.
Because Tua is questionable. You know how he could be injured. Not even
be starting for the season.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So the question that I have to Carson Wentz is, are you accepting the backup role? Because I just don't think that he's qualified as a starter. Not that his skill set, it's just a lot of other things that come with being the main guy in a franchise. And can he be the backup role? And if so, I would go somewhere. I wouldn't go to Cincy, right? Because the chances of him like eventually playing is slim to none. But like Miami is a place where more than likely he could get some playing time at. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if he wants to go,
never know. I mean, I don't like to speak about it, but like, okay, look at the Chiefs, right? You would never think like, oh, Patrick Mahomes, he's gonna need a backup. But this is like the second time in like 3 years that Chad Henne had to come in and play at a pivotal game. Like,
anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
I'm about to say.
So you retired on top, right? Just retired with a ring, all of that, right? And even Kansas City is going to be looking for a backup quarterback. Because nowadays teams only carry two quarterbacks, right? They invest so much into the line that they only carry two. It ain't like back in the days where you used to have 300 roster, right? Because one, they just cost so much money. Even the backups is getting paid, right?
That's true.
So I mean, like you said, retirement, I will go to Miami, and if not, I'm trying to back up a team that's contending because you just never know. Like, I don't like to speak on it, but I mean, that's true, NFL, man.
I'll say this. So to all them Eagles fans that was talking crazy that Carson Wentz is better than Dak, we're going to need a backup quarterback in Dallas. Come back up Dak Prescott because you've always played second fiddle to him. You've always been beneath Dak, so you might as well. It's only right to come to Dallas. And
my God.
Look, speaking of Dallas then, because this make me think of a play of what we talked before. If we're going to think about Dallas, the best fit for Carson Wentz would actually be the Chargers. Because you got the former Dallas OC, and he gonna air it out. And what do Carson Wentz like do? He a gunslinger, straight up gunslinger. So,
you know what though, the Giants might need a quarterback too.
We definitely don't.
Mr. 45.
A video coming up about Danny Dimes. Mr. He did not request 45 mil. Okay.
That just makes more of that Saquon gone. That's all that means. They got franchise tag.
This is about Wentz.
Look, Saquon going to the Bills.
You guys, y'all out there,
the Bills, man. I'm telling you.
We appreciate y'all. Okay.
No, hot take before we end this. Saquon's coming to Dallas.
We appreciate y'all.
Saquon's coming to Dallas.
We are right there by 7. We're right there by 700. We just need a few more.
Saquon going to the bed. I'm telling you, man.
We appreciate y'all here at SBS. You know, where a fan could be a fan without no matter how biased their take is. Deuces, y'all. Deuces.